Hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Claire.
And we are
Hi Jinx.
And we have a whole new concept for you. It's obviously
very topical.
Very topical. It's a very difficult time in the UK and abroad, everywhere across the world right now. But we have something to wet your whistle whilst everyone's going to be sat at home for the next few weeks.
We are going to be doing a few episodes of Quarantinis.
Quarantinis. It's like a martini, but in quarantine.
We got some fancy glasses, especially for it. And we thought that we would kick off because obviously right now, being trapped in the house in London, having recently been in New Zealand, I'm feeling a little bit homesick. So when I was home, I went to the gin festival, Gindulgence Auckland. And while
you
I was
literally
there,
spent a while Googling how to what was going on. Yeah.
Famously, I booked my ticket to Gindulgence before I
Year
booked
in
my
advance.
flights to New
Yeah,
Zealand.
exactly.
I was so excited about it, and I was flying out the night of Gindulgence, so it was
the only
really
reason
exciting.
you went home, like,
It was,
you know.
yeah, pretty much, you know.
Yeah. Don't tell the parents.
And so I had been hoping to make it to Wellington on this trip, but unfortunately I was ill. Not coronavirus, as far as I know.
I'm not hungover?
It was a sore throat. No, I wasn't hungover.
No, definitely not hungover, because that's another option.
I was stuck at home in Auckland for a week, unable to do anything, and so I didn't make it to Wellington. But fortunately, there were some Wellingtonian gins for me to try at Gindulgence.
Is that the phrase? Wellingtonian?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Amazing, I love it.
Wellington.
Do you know, I grew up in Cambridge. You know what you are if you're from Cambridge? Do you know what the phrase is?
No.
You're a Cantabrigian.
Well, that makes sense.
So nothing to do with, you're not a Cambridgian, you're a Cantabrigian. So when you see on the degree certificates it says Cantab, that's what it means. Cantab.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, boring chat, carry on.
No, that's, riveting stuff. So at Gindulgence, I came across this lovely gin from Wellington, which I had seen all over social media. I had kind of tried it in Christchurch once before, but I think I had it already made up in a G&T, which is just never the same experience. So I got to try all of Denzien's product at Gindulgence, and this is their original Te Aro Dry. It's an award-winning gin. And when
Denzien, can I just say, Denzien just reminds me of, there's a character in Only Fools and Horses called Denzel.
Is there?
Yeah, and so it just makes me think of like little vans around Peckham, but it's going to taste much nicer than that. But that's what Denzien, that's what goes into my head. Yeah.
So this, talks about distilling rainwater with native botanicals, horopito and kawakawa.
Can we talk about what horopito and kawakawa are?
Yeah. Because horopito is basically a bush pepper and kawakawa is like a lemony wood, I think. So basically...
So lemon and chili, which is like one of the most classic combinations.
Yeah, and a lot of gins from New Zealand are using these native botanicals. So what I like is New Zealand's coming out with this quite distinctive style of gin, which uses these native things.
So it's not copying like the tradition of gin from, say, Britain. It's using its own sort of indigenous materials.
Yeah, exactly. It's making a Kiwi take on. So this is a Kiwi take on a really, really beautiful, smooth, dry gin. And when I tried this neat at the festival, my first thought was, my God, I need to try this in a martini, because it is smooth and it's citrusy and it's just so clean. And to me, it just said, put me in a glass with a splash of vermouth and drink me. So what better starting point for our
What a chat up
quarantinis.
line. Can we talk what a chat up line that is? Put me in a glass. Yeah, what did you say? What put
me in a glass with a splash of vermouth and drink me.
I mean, that is a Bumble chat up line, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be our hashtag for this video.
I mean, mine's worse than that.
Okay,
but,
so shall we start?
Do you know what we don't have?
What?
Shall I pour? Because you know what we don't have? We don't have vermouth here.
Oh well, that's fine. Let's try it neat first. I'm not ready to stand up yet, guys. I mean, I'm
Times
stuck
are hard.
at home doing nothing for a few weeks, so I have to conserve
The limbs have seized up, right?
So
exactly.
Totes. Well, we were going to try it in a little G&T first, weren't we?
Yeah.
So, first of all, we're going to do neat, as we always do. So, we've got our trusty little tasting glasses.
These are so cute, by the way. Do we know where these came from, or?
Still no idea. Does anyone want to enlighten us? They just showed up in my cupboard one day. I think it was after the party.
Yeah, potential.
Yeah, so on the nose it's sort of smooth and sweet, almost a slight creamy sweetness, but you can also get that.
It's quite a strong
little
citral
savoury
vibe.
spice as
There's
well.
quite a strong citral even there at that point. That's what I get with this gin. I get a really strong sort of citral, fresh, coastal, as you say, sort of note to it.
God, it's so beautiful.
I just picked my nose on camera. It's fine.
Gross. Have you got the coronavirus?
No, can we talk about the fact I've had coronavirus?
I mean, you think you have.
Well, I haven't been
Unconfirmed,
confirmed.
because I'm sitting next to him, so.
But also it was like a month and a half ago, so it's
That's
like
true. It was about the same time I was
Yeah.
sick, but on the other side of the world.
Well, I mean, I had all the symptoms.
Twinning.
I know where it came from, blah, 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 blah. So,
Yeah.
it's entirely possible. But I'm hoping
That's
I have...
right, you're all safe because...
Yeah,
this is
and also I'm
amazing.
hoping I have had it because it means I'm now immune, apparently, according to the British system.
Oh, lucky you.
You know, it means like herd immunity and stuff, you know, gosh, whatever that means. So I've just got a really itchy nose. Yeah, it's
So
got a
what
really...
do you think?
It's got a much nicer balance, actually, because on the nose I get, it's very different to what you said, I get a lot of citrus, and I think, okay, that's just a very light, citral, sort of toppy gin.
No, but it's not like that at all.
But it's not like when you taste it, yeah, it's got a lot of depth.
Of the juniper and
Yeah.
the dryness.
The juniper really helps, actually. I
Yeah.
feel like if this was a vodka, it would be too lightweight.
Yeah.
But actually, the fact that you could call it a gin means they could whack a load of juniper in and really kind of balance the flavour.
And I think that's what I love about it, because it's just so easy to drink.
It really just stimulates a lot of different parts of the tongue.
Yeah.
Because you get that sort of citral element, but you also get some depth. You get some slight spice to it. You get a lot to it, but it stimulates a lot of different parts of the palate, which is quite
There's
interesting.
that very slight creaminess to it that I just really love.
That nutty
well.
creaminess, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, people talk about like, you know, kind of almond milk and stuff like that. You can make that stuff now. There's that slight creaminess to it. There's sort of a slightly nutty vibe.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Safety.
Well, because first of all, as our sort of control sample, we're going to make a tiny G&T before we make our martini. So let's make like a 1 ice cube G&T with this. Just a weebs. I mean, that was pretty sad ice cube for you, wasn't it?
It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to water it down too
And
much.
then, yeah, exactly. We just want to see what it's like with a little splash, I would say.
A splash,
And then we'll get on to it, and then I'll go get the vermouth, and you can
talk about the fact you
talk
sorted
about
you
your
sorted
impressions.
your gut and diet out, because you can have diet you can have fructose and
Oh, I did a few successful
Think that.
FODMAP reintroductions. Onions are still out, but fructose and lactose and sourdough are back. So
congratulations on being able
it's
to
not
eat
all
nice
bad,
food.
guys.
Well done.
Oh, that smells so good with the tonic.
Opens it
as well.
out so much, doesn't it?
I got more of the cream. I got like
Yeah.
almost like lemon cheesecake.
Yeah, exactly that. But
Yeah.
you get a much more rounded experience.
Oh, that works really well. It's lovely with tonic.
Yeah.
Right, you talk and I'll go and find some
God, I've got to talk. Oh man. Oh, talk to us about. We'll talk about.
You talk about
later.
yourselves.
But I never really experienced this gin because it's come from New Zealand, obviously. But I love the feeling of citral gins, particularly in summer. And I think right now, where we're at in sort of life, that sort of feeling elevated and feeling sort of toppy and high is quite nice.
Yeah.
Considering there's going to be a lot of people in the next few months sort of sat at home. You know,
Out of all of their work for the next while.
I know, we're making videos.
Starving artists.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to have that sort of zingy feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sort of reminds us of like happy times. It's great.
Yeah, it's a fun gin, isn't it? It's a smiley gin. It's
That's
spunky.
what it is. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like there are other gins which have like more complexities in terms of different sort of testings of the palate. But
Yeah.
you get everything with this.
And this is the thing, you know, like I'm normally someone who likes my gins with a few faffy botanicals. And these guys, they had a couple of really, they had a couple of really interesting other products. They had like a spicy one and they had a coastal one, which I really liked as well. But when it came down to it, I didn't have room to take more than one in my suitcase. And I thought what I really, really wanted was the dry. And for me to love a sort of a more plain dry gin this much means it has to be something really
I'm just going to grab this glass as a drip
And I think
tray.
it's lovely. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Good drip tray.
Yeah, shall we get on to the
Quarantinis.
Quarantinis?
So,
yeah.
I
Hang on,
think...
do we need to like ice the glass first to cool it down?
No, I think we're good. I think we're all good. I mean, you
just
can if you
gonna-
want. You can if you want. Why do you ice it whilst we sort of talk
Shall I
about it?
ice it for a moment?
Because then I can talk about like what we're going to do with each of these. You okay, hon?
No.
There are different ways to make a martini. There are different amounts of vermouth. We've got a Neupra here. There are different types of it, different ways of doing
Cool it
it.
down.
But what we want to do here as a control is make the gin the champion
Yeah.
of the of the martini. So therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to make it dry. So we're basically just going to swirl the glass and rinse it out.
Yeah.
What you should do at a wine tasting, basically, swill it around your mouth and then spit it out. But you have empirical experience, and that's not what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, the most drunk I've ever been has been at a wine tasting with you.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Whereas I use the spittoon like a civilized person.
Yeah, I used the spittoon once because it was a wine I didn't like.
Shall I prepare us?
That went well as well, didn't it?
We are nailing it tonight, people.
Smashing life, people.
Shall I prepare us a twist? I'm going to try and do a fun swirly pattern. And do you wanna swirl the glass with?
Shall we swirl? Have you done both glasses?
No, because we're just going to make one, remember, and then I'm going to put a bit in my glass. Basically, we're going to make a ton of videos tonight because we don't know when we're going to be able to. Oh, that was a rubbish piece of lemon.
But it still is lemon, so you're grand.
Yeah. Guys, we are under.
I have no idea.
We're giving you no false impression that we are beautiful cocktail artists. We're all about flavour, so we're not about.
What's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour. Ooh. It's nice.
Is that Craig David?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was on Anton Deck the other day, and I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Yeah, he's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Also, like, he sings in tune, so it's like a great start for a pop artist, I think. So what you do, basically, to make a dry martini is you put the martini in enough to coat the glass, swill it round, and rinse it out. So you've got the vermouth around the side of the glass, so that's the mixing quality. You've got it coating the glass.
Yeah.
But you haven't got an amount in there. The gin is definitely still the champion of that.
And then what are we doing? Like a double shot of the gin?
Yeah, double shot, exactly.
Double shot of the gin,
and
then I will pinch a little bit out of it.
And we were trying to work out, because it is still especially neat, such a citrally led gin. You could go dirty and put an olive in, but let's try it first. Yeah, exactly that.
I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. I need lessons.
No, it's this. This is it. I mean, there are ways of refining this, but this is basically the chat.
I mean, it looks like a martini.
It is a martini. That's all a martini is. Like, when you realise that a martini is basically just neat booze. Yeah.
That must be why I like them so much.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's very clean. And shall I pour you in? Hashtag social distancing. Yeah. It's very, it smoothens it out. It adds some depth.
Oh my god, I love that.
And it just softens the heavily citral element to it for me. That's a very classy martini for me.
Super classy.
Do you want to try an olive? Or do you not? What are you thinking? Do you think it would add too much salt? I just think because the citral, it might be worth trying.
What, you want to chuck one in there or make a new one?
Well, just swill it around for a few seconds.
Swill it. I swear, this is only my second drink of the evening.
Olives, £2.29.
I think our brains are so scrambled by coronavirus panic that none of us.
Our lack of employment for the next 5 months.
Yeah. I mean, don't even get
So all I'm going to do.
You're going to be seeing a lot more from us.
All I'm going to do is this.
Oh, excellent. Just a bit of brine.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a bit of olive, and then I'm going to discard the thing and just see if that makes a difference. So finish that, because you're going to want a different drink.
I swear this is the ultimate martini gin. Like, it's so,
I agree.
So beautiful.
You just add a slightly different earthy element to it. Just
not too much.
Yeah, there you go. You're fine. I'll finish this now. I can take charge of this.
Yeah, what we can do is we can release the videos not in order and then be like, guys, take bets on what order we did them in as to how tipsy we are.
I think everyone will know.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, that's an entirely different drink.
Isn't it? It's just a bit more balanced.
So if I was in the mood for this sort of a martini...
Lemon and olives are great. You think how often you have like lemon in your olives. This is just tipping the balance.
Yeah.
So basically what we're saying is this is an incredibly versatile gin, depending on your mood as well. So if you've got a bottle of gin like this, that's heavily citral, and you think, oh, it's not summer yet. Summer lends itself to all these heavily citral things, which are great.
Yeah.
And you sit in the sun and drink something that's very refreshing and light. But you've got a bottle that's kicking around and it isn't summer yet, like now. What can I do with it to still use it now? Turn it into a martini, add some olives to add some depth, and play with it, love it, and enjoy it.
How classy do you look holding a martini?
It's very Pulp Fiction, isn't it? It's like, I feel like I need to serve you the $5 shade.
Sophisticated.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I feel like, exactly. But hopefully you won't get as ill as whatever her name is. at the end of that date out with John Travolta.
Oh.
She got really ill, didn't she? Have you seen Pulp Fiction? Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's all we have time for, folks.
One of the great films. Oh my goodness.
Well, I've got time to watch some films, so I'll put it on the list.
The next time we do a video, Claire will have watched Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And I will have watched Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So deal.
Hunger Games marathon is the perfect thing for
Deal.
quarantine, guys.
So
Right.
can we just show off this gin one more time, because you won't know it if you're in the UK and you might want to have a little look. This is your versatile gin to take you from the late winter of the last time you were allowed outside in the UK to the summer the next time you'll be allowed outside. Yeah. This is therefore the ultimate quarantine.
This isn't. I'll be surprised if this makes summer. This is not going to make summer. Is
no,
it?
but do you know what I mean?
It
will bridge. It will bridge it for a lot of people. It's the ultimate quarantini.
Yeah.
It will get them from one end of quarantine to the other.
I agree.
Cheers.
Cheers.